Welcome everybody to the Lucky Ones podcast. I'm your host, Lucky Wood, and today we are joined by the East versus West VIP coordinator herself, Miss Anna Gronlund. Welcome, ma'am. How are you today?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm good. It's warm where I am right now, and it's nice. I'm not complaining. And
Right.
next week there's another event, so we get to travel. So I'm not complaining about that either.
That's right. You're coming over to Colorado, correct?
Yes, I am. I'm gonna
That's
travel to Denver.
That'll be fun. Have you been there before?
No, it's the first time. I visited a lot of the states, but this one is new. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be interesting.
Yes, definitely. I will say, like for Colorado, that elevation can get some people, so be ready to practice
Yeah,
some breathing.
I kind of heard that, so I'm interested to see how it will affect me.
Right.
I've decided to pull the tournament that they have on Friday, so let's see if I can perform in that height.
Yes. Right. Yeah. And there's so many factors that go into a tournament, like who else is going to be there, who you're going to
Yeah,
pull, and then how you're feeling that day, of course, too. So I'm very excited. I've watched you, when you've pulled in Florida, watched you when you pulled, believe you pulled in Chicago too.
yeah. I
Yeah.
pulled actually. We came and there were so few women, so one other girl and me, we decided we're gonna pull the men's class instead. So I pulled the men's amateurs.
Very cool.
Well,
How'd you do in
why
the men's
not?
amateurs?
Sorry.
How did you do in the men's amateurs?
I took a third place. I only competed one arm because the other one is not up for grabs yet, but
Right.
yeah, felt nice. I'm not complaining about that at all. With a little bit more rest before, I probably would have done even better.
There you go. There you go. Um, when you do pull, which arm do you prefer? Like which arm's like this is my go-to arm.
Uh, it's a really good question. I'm a European and world champion in both left and right.
Right.
Um, I think I would prefer to pull left, but lately I've also decided that right is my right arm. I enjoy pulling in a hook in right, which I did not to begin with. It's taken me a long time to get here, but if I had to choose, I would choose my left.
Okay, very cool. So my left is the one that just picked it up so quickly, and I've done
Yeah.
very well with my left. And then my right is like stronger and more technical, but it takes me a long time to I still have to think about the moves. All right, when they say go, cup and go over.
Uh, well, I
So,
don't know. I'm right-handed. I don't know about you, but I'm right-handed. I write. I do most of the things with right hand, but
okay.
left has picked up the information much quicker, probably because it had to learn and didn't have any preset assumptions.
Right. Yeah. It was also fun because kind of watching a lot of your matches. I was at practice like maybe like 4 months ago or something like that, and I was pulling one of the guys, and another guy come up. They were like, "Do you know Anna from Sweden? You pulled just like her," and like I got butterflies, and I was like, "Thank you so much." And so then I went and watched East versus West 2 when you
Yeah,
pulled Angie Rose, and I was watching
yeah.
that match, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I do pull like her."
That
So,
was really fun to get to pull on a really big stage and at a professional event like that.
definitely.
The time leading up to it was probably not the best for me. My sister-in-law had an open brain surgery the day I
Oh,
flew
oh,
to Turkey. So that's but it's also it proves that no matter what, I will show up and do what I've been asked to do.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and again, those outside circumstances, it just
Yeah,
they
they kind
really
of get to your head. I spent like 2 or 3 weeks before that in the hospital with her most of the time. So for me, that was probably not the best way to get prepared for a big match. But
sure,
on the other hand, you can't come with excuses. You should be close to prepared all the time, at least at this level. I'm assuming most people are. If you
right,
haven't taken a long break or a rest because you're injured or something like this.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The arm wrestling world leaves little room for excuses because
Yeah.
it's just you. Like
Yeah.
you're responsible for you, and that's what
If
it
you're
is.
sick, you're sick. Like
Right.
when I pulled in Florida that week, I had corona and I was really sick. I had a really high fever and stuff. pulling, so there was not probably not that I can actually say I had excuses for not
Yeah,
doing very
definitely.
well, because that was like
Definitely.
I was in a shitty state. But it's the same. I showed up and I did what I had promised to do.
Right,
Because for promoters, I think it's really important to remember they put a lot of time and effort into this. And even if it's changed last minute for you, as long as my arms are not broken, I would go.
right.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. I love that. So tell us how you got started in arm wrestling.
I've been pulling since I was 40. I'm going to be 49. I think it was 2016 in the fall.
Okay.
Um, I had a good friend of my ex-husband, and he told me that he had told me for a long time that he thought I would be good at arm wrestling, and I was like, nah, nah. I had a lot of excuses. I've been doing bodybuilding and strongman and fitness of different kinds before this, and I've
Right.
always enjoyed strength training. And he told me, he's a physiotherapist too. He said, "Oh, I know you would be good. I know you would be good." And I'm like, nah, nah, nah. And then there was actually a competition in the city where I lived. It's a quite big one in Sweden. And Devon was present amongst others.
Right.
And I pulled one of the girls from the Swedish team, and I realized that I really liked it and I probably had talent for it. And
Nice.
that was in the fall of 2016. I think it took another month before I started training. And I have to say, it's thanks to the girl that I pulled that really encouraged me. That guy, it's Klaus, and he really was really supportive, and so was she. A lot thanks to them, I would say, but also a lot thanks to the Swedish women that have been welcoming me with open arms when I came to start pulling, and the community as a whole. I've always felt like there is room for personality and for not being like a one in a big group. You can
Right.
be, yeah, your own person.
That stand out.
Yeah. It's okay to be you, which I really appreciate. So yes, that's how it started. And I was really encouraged to go compete as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
You know the moves, just go compete. That's what's gonna make you good.
Yeah.
So I think I had trained for maybe 4 months, first time I went to compete. And there were no women, so I ended up pulling Fia Isaac and Molly Gillespie.
Oh.
That was not a good start. I was flash pinned, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely I hear you. Angie was actually the first woman that I actually ever was.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so
yeah,
fortunately, it wasn't in a tournament setting. We were able to practice together. But
yeah.
then, but I mean, even just in practicing with her, I was just like, I don't know if I got this. Like, if these are like, if these are the specimens that I have to go
Yeah.
against.
But you also, if you have enough like confidence and you believe enough in yourself, you also know that they have been doing this for a very long time. I knew that
Exactly.
Malin and Fia had been pulling since they were in their teens,
Right.
which made me very much a newbie, just a couple of months into a sport that I liked. And that's kind of, it kept me going, and it's kept me going all this time. It took me a long time to unlock a lot of things to be good at it.
Right. Yeah. But I think that's so awesome because, even though, you like you said, you started kind of here recently in 2016 and, you were already kind of qualified for that master levels and those master
Yeah.
classes, you still got that open world title, you still, compete against the men, like you have really been able to find success.
Yeah.
And that tells a lot of ladies, like, I'm 40, what am I gonna do with my life? Start arm wrestling. There
Yeah.
are there are titles to win, there are medals to win, there are tournaments to attend.
The
So
good thing about arm wrestling is also that you can actually start quite late in life. There are several women in my weight class on a world level when you go to world championships that actually are my age, that are good.
yeah,
They are competitively good, and they can compete against the youngers and do really good.
yes.
So it's never too late. That's
Nope.
kind of my 50 cent here.
Definitely. Definitely. So what's kind of been your favorite part? Like, we talked about being able to like be yourself and, compete against these ladies, but if you had to be like, all right, this is why you should arm wrestle, this is my ultimate favorite thing about it.
I like being strong. I really enjoy the fact that I am feminine but still strong. I really enjoy being strong. And I enjoy that feeling of being strong at the table, the feeling of actually performing. I've never been really good at any sport before I ended up here. Like I've never played football or, tennis or anything on a high level and felt like it was something that I enjoyed. But I enjoy this sport to the core. And I also enjoy the fact that when you unlock new things, you feel like, oh, it's that I can't, it's this bubbly, lovely feeling of I got this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for anyone, if you meet some kind of not some kind, but a group of nice ladies like I've done, I think you will get hooked very quickly. It's also this, for the older ones at least, it's very healthy. As you get older, it's good to train for your bones. And just in general, I think for women, it's good to have a little bit of muscle mass.
Definitely.
I
Definitely.
also enjoy the fact that I get to inspire others.
Yeah.
I really like that. I like that I can give something of myself, like, look, it's not impossible. You can do it if you want to.
Yes. No, I think and that's beautiful. I love that. Like, um, I I would, for me, like having women like yourself to look up to, and and also know that it's attainable with hard work, and even through, not trying to put you out there on blast, but even through your losses, you
Yeah.
remained like so positive and just a wonderful advocate for the sport. It's been just an honor to kind of watch and follow that journey too.
It's about embracing all of it, both the losses and the wins. Of course, I get upset and I get really sad when I lose like everybody else. I
Sure.
can't say that I don't, but I celebrate my wins just as much as I mourn my losses.
Right.
Like it's all there. And I think it's important to acknowledge that it's okay to be sad that you lost. You
Oh,
need to be able to cry a bit and then be okay, wipe your nose, move on. That was it.
definitely, definitely. Yeah, and arm wrestling finally got me to get my butt in gear and lose some weight. So I was able to
Oh
go
yeah.
from I went from to about 240, and now I'm in the 154 class. So
Oh, that's the long run.
yeah, and so I was really excited for that aspect of it too, to have something that like kind of drove me to be like, all right, I know where I want to be and how to get there. Now I got to put in the work to make it happen. So,
I've also done that long journey of losing weight. I was encouraged back in 2018, I think it was, because I'm not very tall. For
right.
people that don't know, I'm not very tall. And I was quite overweight back then. And I was encouraged by Camilla from Sweden to lose weight because she said, you are good, Anna, but you are far too short for that weight class. So I've matched my height and my weight a little bit better. I'm still not a lightweight woman. I will never be, but
Right.
that's not the important part. The important part is to understand the the prospect of actually being able to win if you can match those things, if you can balance also for your health. I
Exactly.
mean, I don't encourage anyone to be skinny. I don't believe in that at all, but
Right.
it's for everybody to do what they like.
Right.
It's the best thing. But here I think that there's the health factor. You talked about what I like about arm wrestling. I also like to make people aware that you don't have to be skinny to be healthy, for example, which is a
There you
very
go.
important thing.
Yeah. Strong, not skinny.
Yeah.
Definitely. So when you're not arm wrestling, what are you up to?
Oh, I am a very big cat lover. I work volunteer at the cat rescue shelter in Denmark, where I currently live. And when
Okay.
I'm in Romania, I take care of the street cats that lives outside the block where my boyfriend lives.
Aw, I love that.
Yeah. So I'm a really big cat lover. Except for that, I work in IT. I work as
Okay.
an engagement manager in a really big IT company.
Nice.
Um, I enjoy dancing and cooking like most women, I guess. And I also enjoy clothes a lot because that was my previous job. I used to work in fashion for over 20 years. So I really, really like clothes and fashion and style. So I'm I'm a
Very
huge fan of anything that is has to do with that. And I also enjoy different kind of styles. So that's
cool.
also something that I enjoy. But the cats are probably the biggest thing for me.
I love that. Yeah, I just that's funny. I just rewatched The Devil Wears Prada. So
Ah.
that is the extent of my fashion world knowledge. Is that
Well,
movie.
I worked in a more nice part of fashion, so I have never been close to that kind of level, but
Right.
I really enjoy it. I think that there is so much fun things you can do with fashion and that you can alter yourself and your how you look and how you feel with clothes. It's a very good thing.
Definitely. Definitely. So what is training? So obviously you're gonna be pulling in the tournament, which is amazing. Um, and you said like you always try to stay on top of things. What does training look like for you?
Currently, I have a strength training program from Sergey Kalinachenko, that I really like. It has changed a lot for me. I've been in constant pain before. It's a very honest and brutal truth.
Hmm.
To be on a high level is kind of painful for most men and women competing on a high level. For me, I thought that that was just a natural state. After changing, like maybe 6 or 7 months ago, to this training program or this way of training, I have lost a lot of the pain on the general problems I had with my body. So I do just pure strength training for arm wrestling 3 times a week. And then I also add just normal like weightlifting. I like to do bench and pull-ups and those kind of things, just rounded training. And then I also unfortunately have to train my legs, which is not so good as an arm wrestler. But I had a leg surgery or a knee surgery in February that I need to take care of.
Right.
So for that reason, I still have to train my legs.
Fair.
But generally, the strength training program from Kalina, and then I train at least once a week. I have table practice with either the club in Denmark or the club in Romania.
Okay.
And I focus a lot on, first of all, prolonging my endurance, but also to get better at technical stuff. That is most important thing for me, at least.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. What's been like the one exercise that you would incorporate into every workout if you could?
I thought about this when I read that question. I think I would say something that includes hand strength and forearm. So I would probably do some kind of lift with a rolling handle, or like a rolling handle like this,
Yep.
with my wrist bent a bit and where I could use my grip a bit, because we
Okay.
all know that this part is the one that counts the most. So
Right.
that would probably give me, well, that would be something that I think that everybody should have in their training. Something that entails the wrist, the hand, and the forearm. Then if you want to do it separately, up to you. But if I had to choose one thing, that would be it.
That would be it. And that would be what all arm wrestlers need to do for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And many people are like, oh, look at my big biceps. I'm like, yeah, it's a nice bicep, but you're not going to use it very much.
Exactly. We had Jocelyn on yesterday and she was throwing up the forearm and I was just like, we can't do it at the same time, okay? Because look,
No,
mine's impressive for my side. Yours is impressive for all ladies.
she has a crazy forearm, like really crazy forearm.
Yes, yeah. I'm so excited for their that match coming up with her and Gabby. I'm very excited that that is
And
happening.
I'm going to be there and I'm going to see it front stage live. I'm so
That
excited.
is going to be really cool. So when you well we'll talk about that when we get to that question. So don't let me rabbit trail. um which I know guys, it's rabbit hole. We have this thing on the show where I call it a rabbit trail because I don't
Yeah.
like holes because I get claustrophobic, so I call it a rabbit trail, but everybody's like it's called going down the rabbit hole. I'm like, Lucky has
No,
a
we don't go
face.
into holes.
Thank you. See, you get it. So where's been like your favorite place to compete? So you've gotten to do East versus West, you've gotten to do Canada. Obviously, you're over in Sweden and
It's
you're here.
easy. It's in Norway. The
Ooh,
Hardanger Open in Norway is the most amazing thing. Unfortunately, they had the flooding in the hotel, and I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but that competition is both organization-wise, but also the view that covers the whole area of the hotel is amazing. It's in a fjord in Norway, so it's a long fjord coming in, high mountains that are usually like a bit of snow on the top. If
yeah,
it's in February most of the time, and it's really like still winter,
yeah.
and this this hotel has big glass walls going out towards the fjord. It's amazing. You see it almost, well, it's just like a curtain behind, so you can see it from everywhere. It's amazing. The competition, the everything is just mwah, it's so nice.
That sounds awesome. Ooh. Well, I hope they still can do it.
Yeah,
That sounds
so do
really
I. I
cool.
think they will have to change location, but that's it's still next level. I'm encouraging everybody, just go there. It's so good.
Yeah, I guess it would look just like the Frozen movie too if it's in the fjord.
Yeah. It's actually some people go to take dips in the fjord. They're swimming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it water? The water's not cold, or is it like a
Yeah,
polar
it's very cold. It's like ice bathing, more or less.
ice bath? Okay, gotcha. Very cool. I'll have to look that up. I didn't even know. See, this is why I love doing this show because I can learn all these cool things.
It's the Norwegian Federation, and they are really strong. David, that is the federation president in Norway, he's really active and also the guy that holds the competition.
Okay,
So yeah,
very
I
cool.
would recommend if you have a chance to go there, it's really a good thing.
Oh, definitely. Sounds good. I'll have to put it on my bucket list. Awesome. So, who's kind of been somebody, so obviously, starting in 2016, there's a lot of ladies kind of already kind of on the scene that
Mm.
had kind of helped kind of trailblaze, and then when you got on there, you just added to that pool, and now you've become your own elite kind of person that's kind of trailblazed and, given us ladies a lot of opportunities through what you've been able to accomplish. So, who's been that kind of person that you either like look up to or have been able to partner with, or you're like, everybody, like, this is somebody to gravitate to?
So I've had a buddy that I've traveled a lot with, at least in the start, and it's Petra Dam from Sweden. She's also
Yes.
a really good puller.
Yes.
Um, Mentor-wise, I would like to say Fia Isaac. I looked up to Fia a lot. I still do. She's an amazing athlete. She's a very smart and kind person, and she has so good mentality around training and competing. It's something that I really want to mimic, and I want to be just as good as her. She's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and with her
Oh,
holding the weight.
sorry, I said three. You need the last one too.
Oh, yes.
It's Malin Bergström. She's used to be Klein Smith. And that's for the reason of her personality. She is a very warm and kind person, and she's embracing everybody. We are all there, and it's always room for everybody. So I really like that.
That's awesome. Yeah. Um, Mullen and Fia definitely, we've had them on the show a couple of times or whatever, and each time they just make me excited to like go pull a mountain or
Yeah.
something because they're just so encouraging, and I 100% agree with all those. Petra, I've gotten to watch her matches and see her a lot. I haven't been able, our paths have never crossed yet, but I definitely respect her as an athlete for sure. So I'm really
Petra
proud.
is smart, very well aware of how the body works. She's a massage therapist.
Ooh,
Yeah, and also like a foot therapist, I think it's called, where you're helping people with problems with their feet, like
okay.
ingrown toenails and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So she has a very good overview of how the body works, like injuries and problems. But she's
Right.
also a very good puller, I have to say. She's so strong. It's amazing.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. I watched her and Angie's match at Mac last year.
Yeah,
Or not Mac, Magda
yeah.
event last year. And that was really cool. So
I think she had the match or going to have a match quite soon or just had a match. I can't remember.
I
So
think
many
she
matches.
pulled
People are
I
super
didn't she
matching.
pull Arena
Yeah,
recently? Yeah.
yeah, that's correct.
So and that was that also a Magda event? Or was
Yeah,
that
I
yeah,
think it was a Magda event. It was also,
right.
yeah.
Very cool. I get excited because not knowing all the female stuff that's going around, that means there's more happening, and I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know everything that's happening. That's exciting.
But it's changed. There is a lot more female matches and there are more promotions than there has been in the past. I think that East versus West has inspired many to start their own leagues and promotions. And it's a
Mhm.
good thing because we're growing the sport.
Yes.
As long as the promoters do what they promise to do, even though it's a small payout or just a free hotel room or whatever, I think it's good It's good for everybody because it will grow our sport and it will make us look better. And it will also make arm wrestling not a bar sport anymore, which is a really big misconception. Uh, it's good generally for everybody, I
Right.
think.
So obviously, I think I know what you're gonna say for this one because I don't want you to get in trouble. So tell us about the promotion that you work with and like maybe is it your favorite one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. It's like the highest level in the world. I mean, you can't get any higher. If you want to be a professional arm wrestler, that's where you want to pull, period. There is no discussions about that.
Right.
I Personally, I hope to be able to pull her in the future again. For me, it's been kind of problematic because since I'm leading this and I'm working with this, I can't really compete at the same time. It's been problematic like this.
Sure.
So I'm hoping in the future that I also get a shot again at pulling there. Um,
Right.
but otherwise, I think there is probably other promotions I can pull instead.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I think definitely because some of the ladies' world titles are vacant, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
So I definitely hope that in the future we can start to fill those up and get some matches on that card that would help with those. Uh, help
Yeah,
with
it's
those world
also
titles.
harder, of course, to fill because we're fewer women at the high level, so it's harder to fill those spots. I understand that from like match setting wise, it's not that easy. And we
Right.
are also fewer women pulling in general than the men. So of course it's not going to be, five women's matches and five men's matches. That's not how it works. But
Right.
if at least if we have one or two on each card, it will make a difference in the future. We will quickly build up a group of a pool, I should say, of good women that can actually work around in matches.
Definitely. Definitely. Are they going, and you might not know the answer, and that's okay too, but like with Worlds coming up, are they going to be able to look at like, all right, who's winning Worlds and like kind of suck them into that pool?
I don't know. I know that it's been like this in the past. If you place number one or two in right arm in the World Championships or European Championships, I should say, you are part of the pool that's possible to get offered a match. You are not automatically offered one, but you have the possibility to at least be offered a match.
Right, right.
I won the Europeans both left and right this year. I'm hoping to do the same for the Worlds. We can't be sure. You can never be sure of anything. It's about everybody's feeling on that day.
Right.
But I'm at least closing in on being in the pool, which is a
Yeah,
good thing.
definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have one of ours, Amanda Marshall. She'll be at Worlds this year, and we're so
Yeah.
excited for her. Yeah, she's pulling in the Masters, and so I'm just, she started a little bit. Hey, Kaylee. She started a little bit later, as well too. So I'm super excited to see. She's just been hardcore. She, drives 3 hours to practice every Sunday, and just is excited to get out there and grip up with some of these, world level athletes. And you're not going to get better pulling the same ladies over and over again. So
That's also how you get better. You put yourself out there and you kind of make it a little bit uncomfortable for yourself. That's how you're gonna grow. I've also been encouraged a lot to pull with guys
yep,
because it's also really good. They're also gonna make you better quickly, especially if they're technically good, because they will have enough power to give you resistance so that you can pull in the correct way. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. I've been my coach has been awesome as far as that goes, and then like obviously the two teams that I practice with regularly, they're pretty much all men. We actually just got a female on one of them this summer, and it's been awesome to be able to be like, all right, I'm done getting beat up on. Let's have some fun pulling now. So, but now she's gotten so good. Now she beats me up, and I'm like, well, dang.
You teach her too quickly.
Yeah. So I know she's moving back. She was only up for a little bit, so she's moving back. So now I'm like, okay, now I can teach you all the real things. Now that you're going back to where you came
Nikki.
um, But no, I do. I love the sport and the camaraderie it builds and all that. And I do love the fact that like, even like with, me and Kaylee or me and, whoever, even after we've had a match, we can always like go back and talk about it and be like, all right, next time I want you to do this, or next time I
Yeah.
need to do this, or, and there's not that gatekeeping mentality amongst a lot of the women. Some women there are, don't get me wrong, but a
I
lot of the
think
women,
that
they're
that will
still
always
willing to
be the
help.
case. Yeah, that will always be the case. No matter where you go and what you do, there will always be people that gatekeep. But in this sport, at least, I feel like most people are nice and wants to help you. They're
Oh,
giving you
100%.
sane and good advice out of, how should I say, the goodness of their heart. They actually want you to succeed. They're not like, no, I don't want her to win.
Right. Well, and I know, especially for the elite open women, like they just have so few women that they really get to
Yeah,
pull against that, like, yes, build up, get us more competition, get us more matches, you
yeah,
know. Because once you see one match, you're having to wait a year to watch the same match again and hope for a different outcome.
yeah, yeah. It's a very long waiting time for some women also.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So, we call this question the Jessie because Jessie Ondrovic, she won East versus West tournament in Texas, um, when they were down there. I think it was 18, 17.
Yeah,
I don't. I'm sorry. I can't. I think it was 18. But
was
she,
18.
okay, cool. So she won that tournament. So we're super excited for all the crazy, amazing stuff that is going to hopefully happen with her. She has a super match against Sarah Latanya in December. And both of those ladies, two of my favorites, love them. But she came up with this question and I loved it. And I told her I was going to steal it, but I would always give her a shout out and credit for it. And so, where do you see arm wrestling going in the next 5 to 10 years? Because you have a very unique view with you working with East versus
Yeah.
West. Right.
I think if you are not only looking at East versus West, but just in general, I look at BAF that I compete in. They are aiming for getting into the Olympics. I think it's 2 years ago now, it's 2025. In 2023, we were actually for the first time part of World Combat Games, which is the equivalent of the Olympics, but for the combat sports. Um, this year it will be TV broadcasted in Bulgaria, which is a really big thing. They are changing the format a bit, which is going to be more viewer friendly. I think that's how we want to put it, because that's part of the problems for arm wrestling is that it's not viewer friendly because the start of the matches takes too long and that kind of stuff.
Right.
If you look above that or beyond that, I think that professional wise, we are going into a place, or I'm at least hoping that's I know is the dream and the view of the people that are working with East versus West. It's to become a UFC, but for East, like for arm wrestling.
Right.
Um, it takes time and money to build this kind of organization, of course, but that's kind of the dream for all of us. I know that for me, I will not be part of that in the future. I probably won't be able to pull at that level when this finally happens. But I hope for the younger women coming after me that this will be what they get a chance to do too. I know that the payout will never be the same for men and women. It's not in any sport.
Right.
But I still believe that for the young people pulling, this can be a future. They can actually live on being a professional arm wrestler, which has not been a case in the past. I mean, then you have to have a really big social media following. You have to be like Sarah Bachman or someone else that has this big social media presence and can do other things on the side.
Right.
But for most of us that just general arm wrestlers, I think that it's a little bit hard that we have to keep a normal job on the side and then try to train as a professional athlete for most of the time. That's the point I'm getting to is that I'm hoping that we will be a really professional high level league in
Yeah.
5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't believe that we will go backwards from where we are now. I also think that there might be rule changes in the future. Things like how we start, for example. It's like, will it be a ready go? Will they help us to start? Will it always be a referee's grip? I think that we are now looking at a younger group of referees influencing this too, and they
Right.
might have a different view. So for that reason, I also think that it can change a bit.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah. I definitely that all sounds amazing and I can dream right along with
Yeah,
that 100%. I love it. For sure. So
it's
what
utopia, of course, but it's also, it's, if you ask me, that's
possible?
where I hope and where I think we are going.
Yeah. I mean I don't think it's not possible, to be
No.
honest, at all. So um would you tell us something that you want to see specifically with females? Like I know we talked a little bit about not being able to get the same payouts with as men and all that just because, female athletes, all that happens. But like if we're not talking about like that side of it, what's something else that would be really cool to happen with the female side?
I think that it would be good if we could all get together, rally, and decide that we're going to the same kind of competitions so that we can be more women in the classes. That is a general problem for us everywhere. That when you
Right,
come, and like I did in lately here, when I came to Chicago, there were no women. It was me and
right,
one more girl, and that's not so fun. And I'm hoping that we can kind of agree on, like, let's have a good promotion. Let's actually, they're putting money on the line, you will get a payout. So show up, be
right,
there, show up, you know, and you can't always top yourself, but try to show up, because I would like to see more classes for women. And if we are more, we can have more classes. I don't want like one over and one under, just one limit. That is not fair for
right,
most of them, especially if you're really small or if you're really big. It's not really good.
right. Yeah, I would agree 100%.
Yeah.
That's a lot of what we talk about is just, trying to even, again, build the community around us to be able to have those women that do show up, because I mean, there are women that arm wrestle, but we're so, especially over here in the States, we are so spread out.
Yeah.
Like, I try to go to all of my local tournaments and Megan tries to go to all of her local tournaments, but she's in Utah and I'm in Virginia.
Yeah.
So where can we go that can, how are we going to get to, are we going to build the pool around us or are we going to be able to start traveling more, and make it more feasible for women to start
Yeah.
traveling more?
I
So,
think it's different in Europe. I can see that the women here actually go far. At least the Swedish women travel around quite a lot. We try
right,
to find cheap flights, we go together, we share rooms, and we go to competitions that is quite far away. With
nice.
American distance measures, I think it's as going a couple of states away.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with, yeah. And that's actually a good idea. Ladies, we need to do that more. We all need to start traveling together more. I like that
Yeah,
idea. Share,
because it
share.
will also make it more fun. It will be more of a girls' trip kind of feeling, and you will also get a little bit more out of it. You won't just only go to compete, you will go to hang out with your friends.
Yes, yes. I love that. We gotta do that, ladies. See, she dropped this is why I had Anna here. She knows what she's talking about. I love it. So, tell us about your favorite match. Obviously, you've competed at East versus West, Magda event, tournaments, Sweden. What's been like the match that you look back on and be like, this is my ultimate favorite? Yeah, sorry. Hey,
I
Obi, come say
know.
hi.
He just wants to be in the show.
He
Oh, so
does. He heard that you love. He heard that you love. He's watching the show. Say hi.
hello. Oh, so cute.
So
So, favorite match. I think I'm gonna have to go with either my World Championship titles in Turkey or this year's Europeans, because that was crazy. Yeah, that
yeah,
was really crazy. I didn't expect it. And I also, for the first time in my life, I pressed someone while I was competing. I haven't even really practiced it before.
really. So you
No.
just pulled it out of your hat, and you're like, "We're
Yeah, I
doing
heard
this."
my coach, my boyfriend, he's coaching me. He was screaming, "Do like this, do like this." I'm like, "How the fuck am I gonna do?" I was swearing, "Am I gonna do this?" And I was like, "I'm just gonna have to figure it out." So yeah,
Oh,
I think, and also the surprise for me was, it was very overwhelming. I was like, "Or did I win?
right.
What happened?" There was like a pause where I'm just contemplating what is going on here. And
What
then I'm
just
like,
happened?
I actually won.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun to watch. I watched the highlights or whatever, and
Yeah.
to see you ladies just absolutely do phenomenal there was great.
And then also I would say that going to World Combat Games was amazing. That was really, it's something very, very different. It was all paid for, first of all. We flew to Saudi Arabia. They
Hmm.
paid for the hotel, they paid for the flights. We didn't have any expenses. We were picked up at the airport by specified drivers. We would be driven by buses. We had passes. It was really like going to the Olympics, that
Right,
feeling of being a really high level professional athlete. Like you're well taken care of, and it's this really big feeling of I'm part of building something new. So that was maybe not my performance per se in the match, but the actual participation there was amazing. That was just,
right.
oh,
Wow, I love that. Yeah,
yeah,
I being able to do something different within a sport that you're comfortable with is always exciting.
yeah,
Sure. I love it. So hey, good morning, out of tune. Thanks for tuning in. When it comes to social media, it would be good for women if they have one place all female arm wrestlers can go to where everybody can stay in touch with each other. That would be a good beginning. Agreed.
yeah. That is
Agreed.
a really smart thought. It's like arm wrestling ending on Facebook, but for women.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
No, and then yep, everything's good with me.
Oh, a tail.
Right? He always thinks he's the little star of the show. He tries to tries to hog the spotlight. Yep, everything's good with me. Life changed a little bit. I had a plan, and then the plan changed, and so I am gonna be not competing as much, but still traveling. So, and then, or could you think about Discord? Oh, yeah, Discord could be good. Um, Obviously, other leagues.
Yeah,
Yeah. Obviously, other leagues aren't helping the women as much as they should. So you need to do it as much as yourself. I would say that we have a lot of leagues that do a lot for women. I know
yeah,
that, not everybody focuses on the female side. A lot of people, focus on who is actually showing up.
yeah.
No shade, ladies.
No, no.
There are a lot of really good promotions and promoters out there that do a lot of good things when it comes to prioritizing trying to get the
There
ladies
is
there.
one thing that we can't forget here, and that is that if it's a promotion, it's actually a company, and a company can only live if they have income, and the income
Yep.
comes from pay-per-view,
Yep.
preferably,
Mhm.
and from sale of merchandise or whatever it is. And the matches that get the most view are the ones that brings the most pay-per-view.
Right.
So it's not rocket science for anyone. And if the female matches become cooler and more interesting, of course, there will be more pay-per-view sold and more women can have more matches. It's
Right.
not, it's as you say, we need to show up. We need to actually put on a show.
Exactly. Exactly. So, ladies, let's show up and show out. For sure. So I'm excited to see just as it continues, especially going into this next year, because so many people are talking about what they're gonna try to do like on as far as the ladies side. So with the strong women coming in and hopefully getting some grip sport ladies and some power sport ladies, as they start to phase out of those sports, maybe coming into arm wrestling would be absolutely incredible because then that would obviously give us ladies that have that strength background that could compete at those levels already. So I think that would be really good for, especially for our elite open class ladies.
Yeah, it will be a bigger pool to pull out of. It's
Hmm.
going to be more women to choose between. I think that can never be a bad thing. Can only be a good thing.
Exactly. Exactly. And it doesn't take away from the ladies we already have because I mean, if you're
No,
winning, that means they're gonna give you another match
yeah,
and another match, and it just, and if you're not, then okay, well, who can you go against, down the road after you've practiced a little or trained a little bit harder, or really proving yourself again. All right, let's do another one, but here's a different one. I
yeah,
think so many times people train just to pull a specific person. And
Yeah.
then, once you see that two or three times, it's like, all right, same song, second verse.
That's actually never been my thing, though. I have never trained for a specific person ever.
Okay,
I can't really say I've. It's more about the game plan of the day if you're in a competition and not a super match, of course. But I have never really trained for a specific person. I work on my weaknesses. That's it.
right. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. And I think that's what I like. I appreciate about losing a match or two, or three or four or five or six or seven. Uh, because I'm like I can go back and be like, all right, I gotta work on this. I gotta work on this. I have to make sure I get in that on that go, or my rise gave out that time, or my pronation just needs a little bit of touch up or whatever. So you learn so much from losing that it's just like, yeah, I got this next time. Very cool. So, obviously we talked about, you have world titles, you have Eastern European titles, national titles. Like that's just that's awesome. So,
Yeah.
what else am I missing?
Well, I don't know. I won the N qualifier in Istanbul in the
Okay,
in left arm, not in right. I was competing in a higher weight class, and Rosa is still, she's a little bit too big of a mountain to climb for me right arm. We are
sure.
when we compete in Europeans and worlds, we're not in the same weight category. She is like two weight classes above me, I think.
Okay.
But that felt like a nice win. But just in general, when you say it, it's quite interesting to look back at. I
Yeah,
started when I was 40. I will be 49 next week, and I've accomplished a lot in that time.
100%.
Um, I've I pulled men's class a couple of times. I actually won in France. A
Oh
couple of years
wow.
ago, I pulled the men's class. I think we were 20 people in total, and I won left arm.
Whoa.
Yeah. And that
That's
is still one
awesome.
of the coolest things. It's like, it's not like winning the worlds, of course, but competing with men and actually winning,
Yeah.
that is like, that was a new level of cool for me. And I was very proud of that. Also, the refs that were there that are experienced, they had never, ever seen a woman win like this.
No.
I know that Sarah wins in the States, like she goes to pull the men's and she wins, of course.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for me, this was new. It was
Yeah.
just wow moment.
Definitely. Oh, that's so cool. So, question, and if you don't remember, that's 25. Did you stay on the A side the whole time, or did you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
have any
awesome.
losses.
That undefeated winning first in men. That is insane. 20
Yeah.
wins. Good job. I'm so proud. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to go find that. See if I can find it
Yeah, it's an
somewhere.
old, it's about, it should be 4 or 5 years ago, I think.
Okay. Cool. That's so cool. So, you've accomplished everything. Is there anything that you're like, all right, this is the one thing that I really want to achieve,
Yeah,
before
I
I
only have one world title in left and one in right arm, and I want to win one more time.
okay.
I'm hoping this year is my year, but hope is not going to take you that far. It's only going to take you so far. It's
Right.
better to say. So this year is like I put a lot of effort in. I hope I'm trained correctly. I'm trying to maintain my weight so I don't have a big cut left. I'm hoping that this is going to be the year, and that's what I feel like I really want to accomplish one more time. I want to prove that it wasn't a fluke.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
So
2025 world
yeah,
titles, here we come.
but I can't say it's going to be this year, and if it's not this year, then maybe it's the next year. You never
Yeah,
know.
definitely. How many times have you gone to worlds?
Um, During Corona, we had a break. I've competed 9 years in total, I think, 8 years. I think I've
Okay.
been to Worlds 7 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I actually went I went to the European Championships after only training for 8 months first time.
Love it.
And competed in Masters. I did really bad, but I'm still happy I went. I was encouraged and people said, just go and try. You will need to feel what the level is like. I
Yep.
actually had a pin, which I'm still really happy about. I competed and I got a pin.
I love
And
it.
that was something that I took with me. I mean, I had so little training.
Right.
And I went to Worlds that same year and I got a pin in that too, which is also something that I took with me. And I've like, it's important to take those wins with you and say, okay, look, I went, I got a pin. That's all I need. Now I'm going to go home and train. And I realized how much is left until I reach the level of the best ones.
Yep, definitely. We had last year when I was only 6 months into the sport, I did the North American round robin. So
Yeah.
like Angie, Sarah, Jocelyn, yeah, Martha Swick, Christina
Oi,
Casto.
oi,
Yeah. No, that was not. I did not walk away with a pin that day,
oi.
but I walked away with a lot of knowledge and a lot of this is something that I'm gonna work towards to be able to
Yeah.
do, and and it was right arm, and so, which again, not an excuse. I decided to participate, put my arm on the table. But then when we did the left arm this last year, I was able to get two, and I was like,
Oh,
that's all I needed. That's all I
yeah.
needed to show that growth and improvement. So I was happy about that. So, I think the earlier you start and you start reaching for some of those like the reaching for those stars I think it really drives that
I think it gives
competition side.
motivation.
Yeah,
Like
motivate.
it gives
That's
you
yeah, perfect.
motivation and it gives you a little bit inner fire so that you can push a little bit harder the next
Yep,
time.
yep,
Because
100%.
it's all about that. It's when those nights when you're tired and you're like, oh, I can't do more today. And then you're like, yes, you can, because the person you're gonna compete against is already in the gym training. Let's go.
Yep. Yep. Instagram stories have become my thing. All right, who's
Yeah.
working out right now? Oh, she's working out. Okay, I gotta go.
It's a way of motivating yourself, like, let's go.
Yep. Definitely. Definitely. All right, so you're going to be in Colorado at the
Yes.
tournament. And so right now I know that Camille Palmer and Stephanie Spencer is signed up for your class. So those will be some really great times. Being asked, I'm having my first tournament on the 23rd. Are you pulling in your first tournament? Or are you hosting your first tournament? Any advice?
If she is pulling, he or she, I should say, is pulling. It can be a guy asking for advice too. Um, um, I would say don't rush. Be quick in the start, but don't rush. I've seen so many beginners and they're rushing. Like, try to pace yourself. I do the same thing still, many years in, but that's the best advice I can give. Also, don't get devastated if it doesn't go your way. It will be okay to go and cry and wipe your nose afterwards, but try to remember, if it's the first time, if you can go home with one pin, it was enough. That's my best advice, I would say, and keep going. Even though if you're not winning when you go this time, you will win the next time or the next time. It's just about not losing that motivation and that fire, and
Definitely.
try to have fun.
Agreed. Um, Yeah, they're pulling. So yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Everything that she said, 100%. So, do you have anything lined up for after Colorado?
No, it's going to be very close to the Worlds. The Worlds is in Albania in Bulgaria in second half of September. So I only have like 4 weeks left. It's
Okay.
gonna be weight cut, a lot of diet and exercise, and then after that, I really don't know. I've um, I'm gonna see if someone wants to offer me a super match, because that's what I would like to be training for.
Ooh,
Like a specific match would be really interesting to train for.
definitely. Definitely.
Uh,
Let us
Other
know
than
for
that,
sure.
I don't know. More cats
Um, do you mind sharing which weight category you're competing in? You don't
for the
have to.
Worlds. It's
Yeah.
going to be 80. That's what I'm hoping for. It's 80 kilos.
Okay.
I don't know what that is in pounds, but
I think it's 176.
yeah, I'm not 100% sure that I'm not good with pounds, because we don't use that in Europe at all. It's only kilos.
Yeah, that's the 176 class.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm aiming for. If nothing happens, that's where I'm gonna go. You never
Okay.
know. Like, I've gone to competitions. I went to Worlds in 2023 and got so sick. I got a stomach flu, for
Ooh,
example. So you never know if you're gonna be able to. Anything can happen on the day you're gonna weigh in. You never know.
exactly. Now
And
for the
sometimes it's just not worth pushing yourself, you know. It's like it is what it is.
definitely. Do you are you doing open or masters or both?
No, no, I'm only doing seniors, which is the open one. I don't do
Which is
masters.
you don't do best. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. And so
I've
they go
because
by 5 kilos for the women, or they go by 10 kilos.
it depends. So
Okay.
for women, it's 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 80, 90, and plus 90.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
For men, there is more 5 kilo differences. This
Right.
is for the seniors, I should say, which is the open
Open.
category that we're talking about. For masters, there is fewer weight classes.
Right.
And I also think for juniors, there can be some more like lighter ones. I think they have also like 45 youth and juniors. I'm not 100% sure about that. I've never been that light, so I really haven't paid attention, but that's
Gotcha.
so there are a little bit difference in the weight categories.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Sorry, the chat is being silly right now, so I'm just gonna move on with our life. Awesome. So, all right. Well, here's the opportunity. Who do you want your super match to be against after Worlds? Let's make this happen.
I want to pull Jocelyn, left arm.
Okay, that would be so good because she's
Mm-hmm.
been working on that left and trying to. That would be so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that idea. Somebody make that happen. 100%. I'll make it happen. Y'all can just we'll set it up in Ohio or my backyard or something
Yeah.
and
Let's do it.
I'll
That's
set it
what
up
I want for now.
pay-per-view. $100 $100 pay-per-view. I love it.
They're
I
gonna
love
have to pay to watch this.
right for real. Um Attitude would like to hear your opinion on the Gabby and Jocelyn match. Are you willing to share how
Oh,
you feel about that?
this is really interesting. I think strength wise, um, Jocelyn might be a bit superior here.
Okay.
Like knowledge wise and the time in the sport, Gabby has the overhand. What I'm hoping for in my humble opinion is that it's going to be a match. I'm not interested in any flash pins or anything. That would not be fun for anyone. I want this to be a fight, which is not so common with the women, but that would be amazing.
Yes. Agreed.
That I'm hoping for. I'm not really sure about the outcome here. I can't say I want to favor anyone because they're both my friends. So it's hard to say that I want this person or this one person to win. I'm I'm like this. I can't say for sure. Like they are
Right.
both good. So if
Yeah.
Jocelyn can have her head in the game, I think she has a really good chance of winning.
Yeah. I 100% agree. Like I especially for female matches, like part of me gets conflicted because I don't want it necessarily to be, 3-0 or 4-0. Like
No.
but at the same time like I that person who does take the win, I would like them to win convincingly as well
Yeah.
too. And not to leave any doubt on the table. And so, like, I go back and forth, on that aspect of like, ooh, I hope they, go back and forth. But at the same time, it's like, ooh, but if they do, then people start questioning, well, was it really valid?
Yeah.
And so I
But it's
think,
always going to be discussions. I mean, I'm a
right,
ref. I'm always it's always questions like, oh, was that really a good judge? Blah 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 blah. I'm like, well, it was what it was. We're finished, so we can move on. But
right,
honestly, I would like women to have matches, no just pins, because it's not fun to watch and it's also not something that's going to bring us forward. I'm not
right.
saying that it's anyone's fault. I'm more like I'm hoping that this will be the future going forward, that we have real fights. That would be
Agreed. 100%. I love that. All right, and we talked a little bit because you answered with the question that they asked from the chat, but what would be your advice for someone looking to begin in the sport or somebody like just kind of just starting out?
first of all, don't overdo the table practice. That's something that I did wrong to begin with. I had a lot of pain in the beginning, a lot of problems with my arms because I did too much. Sorry, I'm just going to check that it's not my mother. um, uh, That's my biggest advice is don't overdo the table practice. Do once a week. Make sure that you get to train with someone that can actually teach you to begin with. Drive a little bit extra to find someone that is knowledgeable enough to explain to you how it's done. Focus on overall strength. Don't get caught up in I don't know what's popular right now. Like try to stay sane and try to stay grounded a bit, and don't don't push yourself too hard to begin with because it's only going to hurt and it's not going to bring you forward.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it.
And find a nice buddy like I had when I traveled in the beginning, and I had Petra, and we were the newbies and we
Yeah.
had a lot of fun. It's a really good thing.
Yes. Agreed. I love that. The beautiful advice. 100%. I'm gonna have to clip that and post that everywhere so everybody can hear it. I love it. So, obviously you're gonna be in Denver. So, ladies, if you are on that mountainside, West Coast side, show up. Denver. World's Strongest Arm tournament is happening on Friday, and Anna will be there to partake in that middleweight class. So show up. Either support her by entering and giving her some arms to go against, or just cheer for her in the crowd for sure. Brian Shaw is awesome in opening that Shaw Classic and opening it up to that arm wrestling side. So I'm super excited for that. But what
Or
are some
just
other
come
ways?
and after pull a bit and hang out. It's not
There you
like
go.
you have to go competing with me. You
Yeah,
can
you
also come and we can try to pull a bit.
know. So, but what are some other ways that we can support you? What's some anything that we can do to kind of help with your career? Obviously, we're going to nag every single promoter in all of the world to make this Jocelyn versus Anna left hand match a thing. I'm gonna start sending emails and DMs to everybody.
No, I think what I would like is for everybody to support other women. I have this quote that I post at least once a year on my Instagram. There is a very warm place in hell for women who don't support women.
Love it.
Yeah, and that's what I would like to. You can support me by helping the next woman in your club, or the woman that comes to your club, or the person reaching out to you on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, saying, "Hey, do you have some advice for me?" That's what I would like for people to do for me, because that's what I try to do for others as much as I can. I try
Wow.
to be nice. I believe in paying it forward.
Beautiful. That's amazing. Well, let's do that, ladies. 100%. We can do this. Awesome. So, and then coming up and so you are currently in like the Romania area?
Yeah, currently in Romania, yes. I'm gonna leave on Monday. We're going to Colorado and then I go back to Denmark.
Okay.
So I am
Beautiful.
Swedish, but I live in Denmark. That's probably good to know.
No, that's fair. And so, obviously, any what are they? Denmarkians? How do you say it?
Danish. Danish. It's
Danish.
like the pastry Danish.
Ooh, like a Danish. Ooh, okay. So that's where you get like the Danishes and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Is Denmark? Okay. See, Lucky was not obviously a geographical person in any way, shape, or form. So,
Doesn't matter. It's a small country with 5 million people. I understand that you don't know what they're called. But in Denmark,
so
the sport is good and quite big. So if
oh,
anyone
awesome.
swings by Denmark, please send me a DM. I will help you find a club where you can go training.
Cool. Oh, Out of Tune was curious if the Open tournament is going to be live streamed for World's
I think
Strongest
so,
Arm.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
It
so,
should be.
yes. That's kind of it always is in one form or another. As soon
Right.
as I know the link, I will post it on my Facebook and my Instagram so people can follow.
Yes. Perfect. So there you go, Out of Tune. Thank you so much. Thank you for that question. That's a great question. So, chat, thank you everybody who participated in the show today, asking your questions, getting advice. Anna, this was absolutely phenomenal. You are just, like I said, I've been a huge fan for a while. I've just absolutely adored your journey and just, the representation that you represent women that started a little later but still accomplished all the things. And
Yeah.
that's absolutely incredible. And so, hats off to you, ma'am. I'm not going to do it because it's morning and I didn't brush my hair. But metaphorically, to you. And just thank you for being you. Thank you for all the hard work that you do for in arm wrestling and for the kitty cats and everything. And again, thank you for your time. Like just the knowledge that you shared with us is just it's worth more than you know.
I want to thank you for having me. It was really nice. It's really nice to have an interesting conversation that is not only about yeah, bullshit, that actually has substance, which is really nice. It's not always like this. So I want to really thank you for that.
Of course, no problem at all. So everybody, make sure you are tuning in to World's Strongest Arm next week. They have they have the tournament, they have the tournament. They also have the super matches that will happen. We're super excited for that match 3, Jocelyn versus Gabby. Worlds is coming up, so make sure you reach out to your local athletes that might be attending Worlds. Find out how you can support them,
Yeah.
and just encourage, show up to practice, be your best selves, and remember, women, we're here to support each other. So thank you, everybody, and I hope everybody has a wonderful Saturday, Sunday, whatever's closer to you. And so I'm super excited for this weekend and for what's happening in arm wrestling in the future. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.